cheat sheets for 205.
Oh, well. This is awkward.
Very awkward. What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Phenomenal Wrestling Podcast. Today you have me, Synister. I'm here with Zell today. Nell and Shell are not with us this evening.
So we're just riding a tag team tonight. I'm not gonna too sweet you.
Too sweet me.
I'm not gonna too sweet you.
Too sweet me.
I'm not gonna do it.
Do it.
No.
Come on.
No.
Just too sweet me.
No.
Too sweet me.
No.
Why? Go on.
Nerd!
That was rude. Well, on to the show, I guess, after I was so rudely disrespected.
Now, the only thing I really didn't get to see much of was Raw because work was a shit show on Monday.
Honestly, Raw wasn't that bad. I know it got some pretty crappy reviews from some people. My only problem with the entire show was the 6-man tag match.
Because we're getting a lot of those.
Again, I'm just glad it didn't main event. But the show kicked off actually with Roman Reigns coming out saying he wasn't going to make any excuses, that we saw the tweet, which means you're looking at the real Universal Champion. Then Samoa Joe appeared on the Titantron.
Surprise.
Lays a threat to Roman to lay him out and put him to sleep at Backlash. Then Jinder Mahal interrupts Roman.
Because they're in Canada, and where's Jinder actually from?
Canada. But he got booed almost as much as Roman.
I mean, yeah. Think of the way they're pushing Roman, makes us boo him. Think of the way they're pushing Jinder, makes us boo him.
Facts. And he came out to say that he can't stand people who make excuses. He has a reason to complain. Jeff Hardy cheated.
Wait a minute. He said Jeff Hardy cheated.
Yes.
You have a Singh brother at all times.
Facts. So how is Jeff gonna cheat?
Oh, I'm complaining, but he's a heel, so it makes sense. Continue.
It does. So he tells Roman that he lost fair and square to Lesnar and will lose to Joe. And tonight he's going to lose to him. The modern day Maharaja.
Come on, you gotta roll the R's on that.
Oh, sorry. The modern day Maharaja.
It was better, but a little bit creepy.
And then in comes Sami Zayn.
Another Canadian.
The crowd went wild when his music hit.
Because whenever they go to Canada, Sami Zayn.
Exactly. And with Sami Zayn, not too far behind is a Kevin Owens.
And whenever they go to Canada, Kevin Owens.
But Sami came out to say he wants to talk about the Greatest Royal Rumble when he wasn't able to go because of an injury to the hands of Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, they did try to sell that.
Saying he had vertigo.
Bobby Lashley gave him vertigo.
Yes. We're not going to question it. It is what it is.
I'm questioning it.
What's your question?
How the fuck? Continue. Oh, this is only the opening segment?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. This is going to be a long episode and just two of us kill me now. Well, at least let me go get some vodka first.
Yeah, facts. But yeah, gave him vertigo at the hands of Lashley, but he's feeling great tonight to make things right in his hometown and be the one to take on Roman. KO comes out and another insane pop as Sami did. He says to Sami he knows he can beat Roman, but he thinks what people want to see tonight is KO face him. He does a popularity contest. Puts his hand over Sami, puts his hand over himself, and then puts his hand over Jinder.
Why would he?
KO got the loudest cheers.
Oh, good for him.
Just by a little bit. And he says to Sami, he's like, oh, it looks like I got this one, Sami. Then goes to go on Roman's face, and Roman uppercuts him. things break down. Jinder, Sammy, and KO jump him. In comes Lashley to try and save the day, but same thing. Numbers game got the best of him, and then Braun Strowman cleaned house.
As he does.
And then they ended up setting up a 6-man tag match for later on in the night.
We're gonna have ourselves a tag team match, player.
Facts. Again. For like the 5th week in a row.
And this tag team match is going one-on-one
with the Undertaker.
What?
Holla, holla, holla. Oh, but after that, it was an Elias segment in the ring as usual. Does his normal thing, and he says he's reached a new level of fame that no one can comprehend, not even Bobby Roode. Tells the fans to shut their mouths so he can perform. And then he starts to sing. He thinks he's glorious, but he's not. Let me tell you something. It's going to take a lot to impress.
Sir, you have to sing it.
I'm not as good as Elias.
You gotta sing it.
I can't walk with Elias.
You gotta try.
To impress the best thing going on Monday night.
He's not gonna try.
You're as sad and pathetic as the people of Montreal. And then cue Bobby Roode's interruption with his music hitting.
Glorious!
And honestly, it was a good match. It was very back and forth compared to what it was last week. There were a few spots where Elias actually shined. He tried to roll up Roode again, but Bobby Roode ended up reversing it and almost pinning Elias for the 3 count. But then Elias kept attacking Bobby Roode's throat throughout the match. And then at one point, Elias reversed something from him, and then because Bobby Roode had went through the ropes and he was on the apron, so he elbows Bobby Roode and then grabs him and slams him into the post, where his chest literally got caved in by the freaking metal wire from the post to the turnbuckles.
Lovely.
So he went.
That's why he was having his coughing fit. Okay.
Yeah, he was like, I can't breathe. So they called the medical personnel down. Elias walked out of the ring, grabbed a mic, and he said, he is the winner. Elias.
I thought you were going to say Elias walked with Elias, and I was going to say, he really doesn't have a choice.
No, he really doesn't at that point. I like the way they're going with this feud with them two. Because I feel like it's very good for Elias's career, too.
It is, though I just wish we would get a heel Bobby Roode, because heel Bobby Roode is best Bobby Roode. And I thought that might have been where this was going. Yeah. Now I'm not sure anymore.
Yeah, no. Especially after the way that match ended. The last 2 weeks of him getting rolled up after a cheap shot, and then him basically getting the match canceled out at the end. So it's tough. But then the next match was another dominating performance by AOP, destroying a local tag team.
I heard they cut a promo. I didn't get to hear it.
I have that. Because it was a very quick match. They hit the Super Collider, then the last chapter. Then Akam and Razor grabbed the mic. Akam says, the Book of Pain remains open. And Razor says, there will be a chapter for every team on Monday Night Raw. Center of Destruction. So, I like this. And we definitely got swerved because their English is very good. Very good.
Y'all never needed Paul Ellering, you dirty bastards.
They never did. And it makes sense because I think it's Akam.
One of them's from Canada.
Yeah, I think it's Akam who's from Canada. So, they got a huge pop because AOP is basically going to destroy the entire tag team division on Raw at this
Facts.
point. But then Seth Rollins cut an amazing segment saying he doesn't want to be a champion like Brock Lesnar. He wants to be a fighting champion. Finn Balor comes out saying he also had time to think on his way back from the Greatest Royal Rumble and how close he was to taking the title, and he wants a shot tonight. Seth asks the fans. They say yes, and Seth and Finn shake hands.
Of course they say yes.
But then the Miztourage come out, saying that they should have tried to talk to them separately. They shouldn't have tried to talk to them separately, and that they should have talked as a group to unveil shirts with all 4 of their faces on the shirt.
They're really trying, huh?
Saying they should be the 4 horsemen of the WWE.
I like what they're doing, but they're gonna run out of teams.
They are. That's why I slowly think this is actually going to lean more towards Bo and Curtis becoming broken.
I really hope so.
I hope so. That would be perfect for them. Well, awoken, not broken. Still copywritten.
Yes! Wonderful! I just got it.
You're going to be obsolete.
The obsolete mule, known as Michael Cole. I will delete you!
But Seth and Finn, like, talk it over onto the side a little bit. And then
they decided to delete.
Say no. Mr. Raj pretends to leave after Curtis Axel being sad. And then they go to attack them. But they throw them out, and Finn gets a cutter on Seth from behind. Which was like, damn.
Yes, Finn. Go the Shinsuke route and be heel, but you actually speak English, so it's okay.
Yeah. Which, I think that's slowly what I feel like they're doing.
Because if AJ retains the title, and if they are going for this Money in the Bank thing, Finn being a heel would make so much more sense.
Oh, it would. And turn the club heel on AJ.
Or I don't know what they're doing with them. Carl Anderson is dead at this point in time still.
Rip. Like Kinshasa.
In the arms of the angel. But you won't sing an Elias song.
That's different.
I'm gonna chop you again.
No. I got enough of that last week. What was that this week? That was this week. Well, after that, Ruby with the Riot Squad versus Sasha Banks. Honestly, it was a really good match.
I heard this was a very good match.
Very good.
Which they're both really good workers, so...
They are. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Ruby Riott does not get enough credit for how great she is in the ring. No, she doesn't. And Sasha has been great in the ring for quite some time, so... But it was a very good match with Ruby Riott taking the victory.
Wasn't there some shenanigans?
Yeah, there was a distraction. And constantly throughout the match, and they just ended up being too much for Sasha.
Did they show Bailey in the back? I think I looked up and I saw
they showed Bailey in the back. I honestly thought maybe Bailey was gonna come down at one point to pretend to like hug Sasha and then give her a Bailey to belly. Because I still don't know what they're doing there. Because they're still pushing Sasha as being the face.
I honestly have this very, very upsetting feeling that they're going to draw this out until SummerSlam. Because...
Yeah.
TakeOver... Oh, no, they're not going to be in Brooklyn this year.
SummerSlam?
They're moving it back to LA.
Is that this year or next year?
I believe it's this year. I'm not 100% confirmed.
I thought it was still at the Barclays. No, it is in Brooklyn this year.
Because Mania is going to be back in New York, New Jersey next year.
Yeah, but I think this year SummerSlam is still in New Jersey. Because I remember a couple people at work were wanting to go. And they were like, yo, it's in New Jersey. Yeah, well, Barclays Center, 2018.
Oh, yeah, then they may still be... Now my fears are realized. They may be holding it off till that weekend, because that's where they had their first classic match.
Yeah.
And they may try to recapture that, but I don't...
See, being on Raw from NXT, completely different stage. TakeOver outshines the main event, the main pay-per-views every single time.
Maybe that's what Vince wants.
So it's like, hey, they outshined us at the Barclays Center last time. Maybe we can outshine TakeOver this time around.
Maybe.
It won't happen. But after that, it was another freaking weekly moment of bliss segment which I'm kind of getting sick of them.
It fits her so well.
It does, but they're annoying.
That's the point.
But then there was a backstage segment after that with a Titus World Slide.
Yeah, that's what they're calling it. They're doing this thing where it's not Titus who's trying to embrace it, it's Vince who's trying to embrace it, and that's always bad.
Yeah. And I guess everyone, like all the superstars and everyone backstage lost their shit.
I mean, who wouldn't? That's not something that happens every day. I've never seen that happen before.
No, and for like Corey Graves to just nearly cry.
He tried so hard.
He did, but then freaking they showed that instant replay, and that was it for them.
Yeah.
But he had a segment backstage where he was interrupted by Corbin, saying that Renee is wasting her time with him. And then he just walked off camera. Then it was a Deleter of World segment.
Because that's what they're officially being called.
Yep. Then it was the 6-man tag match, which was fairly early on. Match went as expected. Sammy and KO and Jinder had a majority of the offense throughout the match. They did a great job at keeping Roman from making a tag, but I was very disappointed with the ending that they had KO eat the pin. I feel like it should have been Jinder, especially being in the hometown of KO and Sammy.
Exactly, hometown.
Yes, but Jinder, you're not gonna have Jinder eat the pin.
I think Vince is like, Jinder ate the pin for the last couple weeks. Someone else has to eat the pin.
Fair. And then No Way Jose versus Baron Corbin, where Corbin came out talking crap about No Way Jose and Titus. Just continued his streak. Like, he was even yelling at the fans, telling them like, yay, boo me, I don't care. And I'm starting to like Corbin as a heel now, because his mic skills are getting better too, which is very good for him.
That's what I tried to say the other week with him cutting that promo on Jose. I thought he was going to mess it up, but he came off sounding really heelish and really arrogant, and that sounds really good for a heel.
Yeah, and that's exactly how that went, because he was a douche.
The douche from Sausage Party?
Worse.
Yeah, I don't think you can be worse than that douche.
But Corbin had a majority of the offense, but then was Titus's music hits.
Then he slid, I heard.
So he stands on the apron, and then he goes to like get in the ring, and then flops. And busts his ass again. And then Corbin is just laughing and smiling. To the point where Corey Graves, I think it was, or... Yeah, I think it was Corey, a coach, that were like, look, he's even got a smile on right now. And then he went to go talk shit to Titus, and then got rolled up by No Way Jose. And then insert the conga line, and them all joining in.
See, that's the bad kind of owning it, Vince. Don't do anything else with it.
Yep.
If Titus owns it, let Titus own it, and let Titus do what he's going to do with it, because it won't be blatant like that.
Exactly. Like, you could see it was purposely done at that point. It's like, bruh.
It wasn't a world slide, it was just a playground slide.
Yes, correct.
I still like Titus's world trip better.
I see what you did.
Mm-hmm. It's a little more, punny.
Very funny.
Yeah. Oh, God, I hate myself. I've been hanging out with Bree too much. Hi, Bree.
Hi, Egg. But then it was Natalya with Ronda Rousey versus Mickie James with Alexa Bliss. As predicted, that these two will always put on a good match together. They have quite a bit of chemistry. They also went into more detail about Ronda Rousey and Natalya's friendship.
I heard that Ronda chased down my bae.
She did, and then your bae tried to run, and then Nia Jax's music hit.
This is what she deserves.
And then Alexa Bliss ran through the crowd instead.
Oh, yay, she got away.
She got away.
Until Sunday.
But Mickie James lost to Natalya. Hopefully that feud will be coming to an end soon.
I mean, this is another match that I've heard is rumored for SummerSlam, Natalya and Ronda.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure they'll have a tag match, maybe Money in the Bank. they'll have a tag match because that's like stopping point. And then after Money in the Bank, which is after Backlash this Sunday, is SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Actually, which feels really, really not spaced out at all.
No. They're not spacing anything out at this point, and it's like, bruh, what are you doing?
Did I mess up? Is there one on... No, because next month, June,
Extreme
July...
Rules, Money in the Bank, Payback?
Maybe they messed up this whole pay-per-view schedule. Anyway, continue.
Oh, yeah, but after that was the Intercontinental title match with Seth and Finn. As you expect these two to put on an amazing match regardless. Where I was disappointed was they actually had Finn get pinned clean. I was hoping for like a double count out or something to keep this feud going with them. But yeah, he got pinned clean after a curb stomp.
Oh, well then.
Yeah. Kind of shocked at that.
Gives Finn more of a reason to go heel, though.
Yeah, because Finn actually mentioned it earlier during the segment. He was like, I have 2 wins on you, you have 2 wins on me. How about we get one more match in?
Yeah.
And now he lost clean. It's like, damn. Bruh.
Bruh. And that was Raw.
Yeah, that was it for Raw.
Sounds like a pretty fun Raw, not like...
Yeah, it wasn't
terrible,
bad.
But...
Like, Raw got better ratings than SmackDown this week, and more views this week, too.
I mean, it always does.
Not views-wise. SmackDown spiked in views this week. Like, down.
Yeah. Raw's ratings are normally at, like, the 3... I believe it's, like, 3 million mark, and SmackDown's are normally at, like, the 2.5.
Yep.
But, speaking of SmackDown... SmackDown opened up recapping Shane McMahon dying in Saudi Arabia, which I'm sure that's where they left him.
Probably.
Because Paige opens up and says that Shane won't be there. And she also says, due to all the controversy with AJ and Shinsuke's match history, that their match at Backlash is going to be a no disqualifications. Extreme Rules, by the way. Extreme Rules is in July.
What the hell?
Yeah, I told you, they changed around this whole thing. Extreme Rules in July, SummerSlam in August, Hell in a Cell in September, TLC in October, Survivor Series in November, Clash of Champions in December, and then Rumble. And they have not actually announced a show in between the Rumble and Mania.
So, I saw something today that they might be bringing back the Great American Bash.
Oh boy.
So, at this point, between Mania and Rumble, I feel like they're going to keep flopping whatever pay-per-view it is. Great Balls of Fire.
Stop it. This then leads to a Miz TV segment.
Yep.
Miz is already in the ring, and my keys are making noise. Miz is already in the ring. He talks, basically says, you know, the usual, I'm going to beat up Seth Rollins. I'm going to take my Intercontinental title back, and I'm going to tie Chris Jericho's record. They're talking about Chris Jericho's record a lot more now.
Yeah.
Which is a little bit scary.
Yeah.
But alas, he says his special guest is Jeff Hardy. And he asks Jeff Hardy, you know, he says, do you think I'm the best Intercontinental Champion of all time? And Jeff says, did you really bring me out here to ask me that? It's just like, yeah. And Jeff's like, you know, if you're a cowering, slimy, egotistical, terrible Intercontinental Champion, then yeah, you're the best. And then Miz quickly turns his attention to the Randy Orton situation, saying that Jeff Hardy disrespected Randy Orton. Jeff is very confused by this, and he shows the clip of Jeff Hardy's debut, where Randy answered Shelton Benjamin's challenge, and Jeff cut him off. He then brings out Randall Keith Orton. And Randy just says, you know, he didn't disrespect me. I did the same thing to him the week after, so as far as I'm concerned, we're even. I don't see the problem here. But it's The Miz. He tries to stir the pot, and stir it, and stir it, and stir it. So finally, after nothing is happening, Shelton Benjamin comes out to say no.
Who?
I'm sorry. Shelton Benjamin.
There we go.
Comes out, and he's basically saying, no, I beat Randy. I should be the number one contender, because it has officially been announced now, Randy versus Jeff at Backlash.
Yes.
And he says he should be the number one contender. Gets in the ring. Brawl breaks loose. 2 heels, 2 faces. Come back from commercial break.
Tag match.
Tag match.
Didn't see that one coming, WWE.
Yeah, right? So, tag match happens. Kind of what you'd expect. Randy gets the hot tag, hits the RKO. Jeff hits the Swanton after the RKO. 1, 2, 3. Here's your winners, Randy Orton and Jet RKO.
Yeah.
Didn't even get to finish. Which was a little bit of a surprise. I kind of didn't see that coming.
What, the RKO?
Yeah.
I did. I totally did.
I didn't see it coming like that. I expected a delayed kind of like maybe they'll set up an RKO, but no, it was...
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be, like, during the announcement.
Like, so as soon as he stood back up.
Yeah. Which was slick.
So then we go backstage, and it's Renee Young welcoming the iconic duo and Carmella. And Renee Young is another Canadian. So here comes Peyton Royce and Billie Kay without Carmella, and she asks, "Where's Carmella?" And they're saying, you know what, we're not good enough to interview. I mean, we're better than Asuka, because insert all of their crazy logic here that they've been spouting for the last few weeks. And then Billie goes, oh, Peyton, do the thing. And Peyton does an impersonation of Renee Young, and Renee is very annoyed. And Renee is like, that's not even Canadian. She said it's like Michigan or something like that. She's like, that's like Minnesota accent. And they're like, whatever, get out of here. And they kick Renee out, and then they introduce Carmella, which it looks like they're actually forming a team. Because as a heel faction...
Iconic trio?
As a heel faction, their characters...
They can all play off of each other.
Oh, yeah.
And it actually still makes Billie Kay relevant. Because honestly, I feel like if they ever break them 2 up, Billie Kay is fudge bye-bye.
Most likely. But I will point out that when they kicked Renee out, Billie Kay said, go chase a moose or something. But they bring in Carmella. They talk about how they're better than Asuka and how they're invincible as a team. And they're going to beat Asuka, Becky Lynch, and Charlotte in the main event tonight, because the main event is a 6-woman tag team match, playa.
Shocker. What is that, 5 weeks in a row?
Probably. So then, it cuts to the bar backstage, walking around with their Smackdown contracts. And the New Day cuts them off, and they're like, whoa. Last week you said you were going to win back your Raw Tag Team titles, and you didn't want to be here. And they're like, no, we really want to be on SmackDown Live. The competition's going to be great. Heel tactics.
Yep.
So things get heated, and Sheamus is just like, hey, if you think you can handle this, why don't you fight me? So Big E gets in his face, and he's like, not you. And he goes all the way down to Xavier Woods.
Poor Xavier.
And he says, you. And Xavier, I shit you not, does his best Shang Tsung impersonation. And he goes, well, later tonight, your soul is mine. And I'm just like, you fucking nerd.
This is exactly why I love Xavier. Like, he is us to a T.
Nerd culture.
Facts.
Another thing that I forgot to bring up, they introduced their butler, Mr. Bootiesworth. He brought them over pancakes. And Cesaro implies that there were laxatives put in the pancakes. So they just, flip them. But, that happens. Now it cuts to a backstage segment with Lana, Rusev, and Aiden English.
Yeah, I don't like what they're doing with this.
I really hope they're not doing this.
I've heard more rumors come up.
So Lana's there with a Rusev Day shirt. Aiden steps to the side so Rusev can talk to his wife. And Lana's like, you just had this big marquee match with The Undertaker. She sounded like she slightly lost her accent. She's saying, you just had this big marquee match with The Undertaker. But I feel like something's holding you back.
Yep.
And Rusev's like, what do you mean? And then Aiden comes back and he's like, oh, forget my jacket. Okay, bye.
Yep.
And at that point, you're just like, oh no.
They're doing that.
Oh no.
Because I recently seen an article and about apparently they are actually going through with this to put Aiden English with other people who have very bad mic skills. And doing this is going to give Rusev a push.
Oh, God.
So, why are you putting him back with Lana?
Think about how he was when he first had Lana. That's when he was at his peak. So I think that's what they're looking at, but it's not what he needs.
It's not, like, honestly, in my opinion, she's ruining his career by her not keeping her freaking mouth shut.
Look at Dean Ambrose.
We don't want to talk about that.
That's right, because he's still hurt. Now comes the cringiest part of the show. The Big Cass segment. Big Cass comes to the ring, and it's already been announced that Daniel Bryan isn't medically clear because of the shit on his chest and his arm.
Whatever that was.
So, Cass starts cutting a promo, and when he starts this promo, it is very... I would say staccato, but that's a piano term. It is very stiff and very plastic.
Yes.
At the start. It is terrible at the start. He eventually finds his rhythm and gets into it, but it looks like he's looking around like, I don't know what I'm doing.
And that's really what's going on, because without a mouthpiece, Cass is nothing. Because Cass can't do the mic skills. And that's, Nell brought up a great point of the Aiden English possibility of Big Cass.
Well, see, that's the thing. Cass isn't bad on the mic. It's what he had to live up to. And that's what he's associated with. The Enzo mic skills. So it's gonna be worse, and especially when he messes up, it's 20 times worse.
Yes.
I don't think he's all that bad. But anyway, copy and paste Pomo. Copy and paste promo. And then he calls out Daniel Bryan. The music hits. And you're like, but Daniel Bryan's not here, so who's coming out? And he brought out a little person. Dressed up as Daniel Bryan. And this is when it goes from cringe to mega cringe. So, he's making all the short jokes left and right, laughing at it, very distasteful. And after a while, he announces his real name, which I don't remember and I did not write down. And he's like, take a bow for everybody, go on. And he's, bowing, this and that. And then Cass drops the mic, his face change, and he big boots the little person.
He is so tasteless. But he is a heel, so...
See, we'll get to this more when we actually talk about our predictions.
Yeah.
But that whole segment made me rethink a lot of things. Because you can't boot a midget and then... a little person, not to offend anyone. You can't boot a little person in a very distasteful manner and then win.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, now I have some thinking to do.
Yeah.
But that leads us on. Renee welcomes AJ Styles to the ring because Shinsuke wants an apology for what AJ did to him in Saudi Arabia.
AJ Styles.
AJ's never once asked for an apology, being hit in the dick 4 or 5 times now.
Yeah.
But, Renee then asked him about the thought of his no DQ match, and he said that, AJ, welcomes the thought of it because he can fight Shinsuke throughout. He also says, while he's holding the title, that Nakamura is interested in the wrong jewels. And then comes up that, she says Nakamura is demanding an apology, and he says he's going to torture Shinsuke. And then Samoa Joe's music hits. Joe cuts him off, and Joe says that Styles has lost his focus and he's too emotional. And then he brings up how he's going to beat Reigns like he has been. And then he says after Reigns, whether it's AJ or Shinsuke, he wants the WWE Championship.
Which is what he's been working for so long, but being stuck on Raw behind the likes of Roman and freaking Brock Lesnar. This is perfect for Joe to go to SmackDown like they did. So I'm very happy that they're doing this.
And then Nakamura's music hits, and Joe drops his towel and squares up faster than I've ever seen anyone square up. And I lived in the hood. Like, he squared up dumb fast. He was ready to go.
Faster than freaking Kimbo Slice.
Yeah. But Shinsuke was behind AJ, and he low-blowed him again. So then, AJ's getting up, and Shinsuke's behind him, and he's setting up for a Kinshasa. and he runs right by AJ. And then he hits him in the front. Kind of what I'd expect from that segment. Yeah. Not the Samoa Joe part, though. Really happy about it because it looks like Joe's the next challenger.
Yeah.
All for it. Now it cuts to Becky Lynch backstage. Becky is kicking herself for causing Asuka to have her first loss on Smackdown on her debut. And Becky's still trying to find her focus. It's showing that she's still trying to find her way out of the shuffle. Which is getting somewhere.
Yes.
Because that means eventually she will get out of the shuffle with this character. Eventually.
Hopefully. Because they're doing Becky dirty.
Asuka then comes on and tells her, forget about it, worry about tonight. Charlotte then comes up and she talks about how their opponents are annoying and how they're going to beat them and then she's going to take her title back. Asuka then says, Avengers assemble, and does some weird kind of Asuka motions and leaves while doing said weird Asuka motions.
Asuka.
Charlotte and Becky just laugh.
They all die.
Then we get to the Sheamus Xavier match. Everything's going pretty as you'd expect. Xavier at one point is outside the ring and Cesaro opens up his jacket and he has pancakes in his jacket. Like the dude selling watches? Yeah. He has pancakes. He's like, hey, you want to buy some pancakes? Maybe crepes. I don't know. They're in Canada.
Crepes.
I don't know.
Hey, you got any crepes?
There was actually a very cool spot where Cesaro's on the apron and Big E grabs his foot and pulls him and catches him on his shoulder in the big ending position.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Big E deserves better. Woods ends up winning with a roll-up. The New Day vacate the premises. New Day win. Now, Paige is backstage as she's watching she watched the clip of Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose digging into Becky Lynch last week. And then Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville come in the office and they're like, oh, hey, and they reunite and blah, blah, blah. And, so they come in and they're like, all right, so
the end of Absolution.
Who's it going to be? And Paige is like, oh, and they're like, well, yeah, who's it going to be? It doesn't matter which one it is. And she was like, really? And they're like, yeah. She's like, all right, it's going to be you, Mandy. And Mandy's like, yes, I'm going to get a women's title match. And Paige is like, no. Lol, JK, you thought you were going to get a women's title match? And she says, no, next week you're facing Becky Lynch. And they're like, but we're friends, we're Absolution. Don't we get special treatment since we're friends? And then Paige tells them, Absolution is dead.
D-E-D, dead. To be precise.
And they look heartbroken.
Well, yeah.
Because now, they're going to get their asses kicked. Maybe.
And they were still coming out to Paige's music, too, on top of that.
Yeah, I'm wondering what they're going to do with that.
Yeah.
But anyway, we get another promo for Andrade Cien Almas. Zelina Vega once again.
Still coming soon.
And she says, you don't get to know when Andrade will arrive. He'll arrive when he's ready.
Which means he's going to arrive in the middle of some high-profile match.
I don't know.
And fuck it up.
I feel like he'll come in close to Money in the Bank.
You think so?
Oh, well, yeah, because we have a whole pay-per-view in between. Maybe just before or just after the next pay-per-view. I feel like they're going to keep this going for a while, because there's a lot of hype behind Andrade.
Oh, yeah, facts.
And if they're not bringing him in as a surprise, they're not just going to bring him in so quickly.
Honestly.
So now we get to our main event. Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, and Asuka versus Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, and Carmella. What you'd expect every time Charlotte is in the ring, Carmella tags out. When Charlotte is getting beat down, Carmella tags in and tries to pin her. The Iconics, showing good tag team fundamentals because they are a team.
Very good team, best friends.
Yep. So we have the final breakdown. Charlotte hits the moonsault on the outside to Peyton Royce and not Peyton Royce, I'm sorry, I'm too Baze on the brain. She hits a moonsault on the outside to Billie Kay and Carmella. Peyton is inside the ring with Asuka. Peyton goes to bounce off the ropes and roll up Asuka. Asuka turns her roll up into the Asuka lock and Peyton taps.
Good.
And then Smackdown actually goes off the air promoting AJ and Shinsuke's no DQ match with just a promo video. And it did the thing where, like, the actual thing that was going on in the ring slides to the side. and they open the other screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, that's a little bit disrespectful. Okay.
They are doing that so much now. It's so confusing.
Honest to God. But, once again, I liked SmackDown because furthering storylines. There was also a thing with Ty Dillinger calling R-Truth, because once again, they're in Canada, and R-Truth forgot his passport, so he's having a hard time getting through customs. And then Renee's like, well, you know, if the guy he's talking to doesn't speak English, I speak fluent French. And Ty's like, don't worry about that, I got that. And he pulls out a French for Dummies book. And I don't remember what he said in French. And Renee's like, do you know what you just told him? And he goes, no. And she's like, you just told him, my name is R-Truth and I'm a moose. Or something like that.
A grapefruit or something.
Yeah.
I think it was a grapefruit.
And then she basically tells me he's an idiot in French.
Yeah.
And walks away.
I absolutely love what they're doing with Ty right now.
They're going to be a tag team eventually. That's what this is leading to.
And I think it's going to eventually lead to a heel turn for Ty Dillinger.
I don't know.
Because that's the only way I can see this going. Because, you remember the Golden Truth?
Well, it doesn't mean every partner's going to turn on him. What is he, Becky Lynch?
Yes. Yes.
Nope, that was Daniel Bryan. So, on to the 205 Live front. This is where this podcast is going to get tricky.
Very tricky. Like, tree to walk around all night.
Stop it.
Tricky.
It opened up with Hideo Itami and Akira Tozawa versus the Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher. They had a fun match. Kendrick and Gallagher got the win, and it looks like Itami and Tozawa are going to be splitting up. Because there was another miscommunication which cost them the loss, and Hideo pushed Tozawa and left, with Tozawa sitting looking in disbelief. I also don't know what's going on with these supposed Cruiserweight tag team titles.
Yeah, I don't either. The next segment was Buddy Murphy versus local talent.
Well, there was actually a backstage thing. Drew Gulak running down Kalisto for failing at the Greatest Royal Rumble, saying this week he's ready for Kalisto. He wasn't in a gauntlet match. He didn't defeat two other people and then was about to fight Kalisto.
Yeah, they keep swerving us with this whole Drew Gulak thing. It's like, we thought he was going to be the one to face Cedric.
Because it just made sense story-wise, but they wanted the match quality, which, not saying Drew Gulak wouldn't have put on a good match, but two high flyers is more of a spectacle than a high flyer and a technician.
Yeah.
Then we got the Buddy Murphy versus the jobber.
Named Liam Lewis.
Louis?
Louis, something. Liam something.
Yep.
Not from One Direction.
And Murphy squashed him.
Yeah. And this match was actually graded as a D. I wonder why.
The note here says it also sets Murphy's mentally well in that he doesn't give a fuck about anything other than the Cruiserweight title.
Yeah.
And then Cedric comes out, they start to brawl, and Murphy runs away. It's also announced that next week, Gallagher and Kendrick will face Dorado and Metalik. Then we got our main event, Drew Gulak versus Kalisto. Drew Gulak got his win back in convincing fashion.
Yeah. And it was a good match, all in all. It was also, that was graded as a B-. And I believe that was the best match of the night. It stole the show.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Because once again, Kalisto is a great performer, and so is Gulak. And I just, I have a dream because of how technical Gulak is. I want him and Zack Sabre Jr. And
well, we got it in the Cruiserweight Classic.
I want it again, though.
Well, it's not going to happen anytime soon, because Zack's not signing with WWE anytime soon.
Facts.
So now, on to NXT, which opened with Kairi Sane versus Shazam McKenzie. This girl looked so green, I felt so bad.
Yeah, I've noticed it the more she's been on TV and having matches. It's like, dog, you bought shit.
She was on TV before? I never noticed her.
Isn't that the one with, Like the green. It's like it looks like it's something from the 1920s.
No, that's Lacey Evans.
That's okay, Lacey Evans.
Lacey's really good.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I've noticed a couple of botches from Lacey though. Like her botches are very noticeable. I don't know if it's just me noticing it, but
It might just be you.
because I've noticed it.
But after she beat Shayna McKenzie, very convincingly, Lacey came up and she said she was going to apologize and went to shake her hand, and Kyrie's like, I don't trust you, and then she just decked Kyrie and put her out with one punch.
Kyrie deserves more.
So this isn't over. They also followed up on the Ciampa Gargano last week, trying to interview Candice, and she couldn't even make it through the interview. She started crying, and she's like, no, I have to go get ready for a match. I can't do this. Then we got one of the most interesting choices of the night, TM61 versus the Street Profits.
This one is the one that I was like, what? Did you guys really just do this?
Yep. TM61 defeated the Street Profits
By using
with
the ropes.
Shane Thorne putting his feet on the ropes and Nick Miller holding down his feet to the ropes. And it looks like they're going to be going heel, which would be good for the team.
It would be very good for them, especially after the shafts that they continue to get left and right.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, TM61 deserves better. I thought they were going to be the team to win the Dusty Rhodes Classic this year, too.
Nope.
And who'd they lose to again?
The first round, Authors of Pain.
Yep.
We then get it announced that next week, Cassius Ohno is going to face Ciampa. Should be a fun match.
Very interesting.
That's going to be a hard-hitting one.
Very hard.
And then we get the debut of the finest Kona Reeves. And this man was booed heavily.
Yeah. I kind of see what they're doing here, but I don't see what they're doing here.
I really wish Nell was here just because he's hated every single vignette he's seen for Kona Reeves.
The vignettes have been kind of annoying, not gonna lie.
I mean, look at his persona.
Tool.
Yeah, you'd know something about that.
I'm a tool, baby.
But, I need to see more of him before I judge him.
Yeah.
Then we have,
It was Candice and Bianca, right?
well, next was a EC3 package, announcing that next week will be his TV debut.
Interesting.
Then we had Dakota Kai being interviewed, and they brought up
Shayna again?
They brought up Shanna, and she says she doesn't want to talk about it. And then Vanessa Bourne walks into the interview, and she basically tells her, like, you're afraid of her. You don't have a right to say anything. You should stand up for yourself, maybe. And then Dakota tells her, you know, I'm not afraid of you, Vanessa Bourne. And it looks like they're going to be having a match. I just don't know when. Then we got Bianca Belair versus Candice LeRae. Bianca got some new music. I miss her old music.
Yeah.
The old music just, like, really popped with her, I feel like. But clearly Candice, her head wasn't in the match. She lost.
Which I'm surprised that they had Candice already lose.
That's how you sell her head not being there.
Yeah.
Lose so quickly.
Especially after that brutal attack on Gargano last week.
Now, for the main event, Pete Dunne versus Roddy Strong. I am not going to lie. I was super tired and I fell asleep. It was a really good match from what I remember. To end it, let's see. Dunne fires up, does a finger break spot, and lays in the strike on Strong. The Germans follow, and the bitter end connects as Cole and O'Reilly make the save and beat down Dunne. Pete Dunne won via DQ. This is a good way to keep the feud going. And then, when they started to beat down Pete Dunne, Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan came to make the save. So it's clear that they're going to be getting a tag shot down the line at this point.
Yeah. But I'm still hoping for those rumors to be true that I heard about Mustache Mountain and Pete Dunne facing Adam Cole and O'Reilly and Roderick.
I just want Birch and Lorcan to get at least the title shot, because they are really good wrestlers.
They are definitely really good, and Oni Lorcan is so underrated.
Facts.
And so is Danny Birch, for that matter, too.
Double the facts.
So it's like, please utilize them properly.
Dental the facts.
I like that. Dental the facts.
But that sums up wrestling for the week.
Yeah.
And look at that. With it just the two of us, we're just under an hour.
Holy shit.
Because we don't have stupid idiots to keep us distracted.
What? We don't have nerds?
No, we don't, Squidward. No, we don't. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for the review of wrestling this week on the Phenomenal Wrestling Podcast. I am Zell. This is Synister. Eric, whatever. You're the one who chose a double name. Don't you dare. Stop it.
Gucci gang.
And we will catch you all next week.
Adios.